Okay, back. So I'm going to finish up this roof right here. Now, while I was away, I noticed that actually I don't want to create um, this line yet, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'm going to get rid of that. And what I want to do is, so I created this red line right here to be the top of my roof. It's going to extend backwards. I want this line right here and this line right here are perpendicular, meaning they intersect at a 90-degree angle. What I want is the bottom of my roof to extend this way, so another like red line that's parallel to this one right here, so down here, but extending for the bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another line, but I'm going to copy that top red one, insert it, move this out of the way. So right now we have this same red line, but there's two right there. There's a green one and a red one. I want that same slope, but what I want is I don't want the line up here. I want it down here, and I already have a point labeled right there. So instead of this 28 and 50 point that line is going through, I want the line to go through 4630. So I'm going to change the x value to 46 and the y value to 30. And then all I have to do is I have to restrict and I'll label this red so you can kind of see the bottom of the top. I just have to change the restriction of this domain so it continues from this point and out. I'm not sure where I want to cut this roof off, but I want it from 46 to infinity right now. So it's gonna be kind of look like this, but instead 46. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to create a line that is, so I have two parallel red lines. Now I want the end of my roof to cut off somewhere down here, which is going to be parallel to this blue line. So parallel lines have the same slope. So this line right here, the bottom one, has a slope of 18 over 20. It's the same one as the top, 18 over 20. And these ones right here, they have similar slopes, but this one's negative and this one's positive. And then notice that this red line and this blue line have opposite, so the fraction is flipped and the sign is changed. So those are this blue line and that red line, those are perpendicular lines. So that's an easy way to kind of create a roof with perfect measurements and looks great and clean, that is parallel and perpendicular lines. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to create another line going over here. So I need this line right here, which is that one. I'm going to copy it, add it down here, move that out of the way. So it's right there, but I want it extended out over here. So what I want to do is I want the same slope, but I want to graph it through a point that's on this line over here. So let's say let's get really close here. Okay, so let's find a nice point that this graph goes, or this line goes through. Let's see here. I'm trying to look for a perfect point. You can click on, you can like put it at any point. So you can put through 70, 51, 6. So I'm going to graph a point actually right there. So 71, comma, 50.6, and that's exactly on that red line right there. So I'm going to use that as my point. So right here, I'm going to change this to 70 and change this one to 51.6. And then I got to get rid of this restriction. So now we have the back end of this line, so this part of the roof, but now it's back here. It looks like my garage is going to get kind of moved. I need to move it over here. But now I want to restrict my domain so it's just this piece right here. So I just clicked on, if you click on these points, the intersections, they'll stay there. So I want my domain restriction from 52 to 70 for this purple line. So brackets 52, that's the lowest number, and then I got to go to my keyboard less than, it's domain, so x less than, and then it was 70, close. And what I'm going to do is change the color to blue, and I'll actually probably change, I'll change it to red. I'll change my whole roof to red. To red. Okay, so this is part of the roof right here and right there. Now all I need to do is actually extend this line right here, which was going to be my my garage, but I'll make it this structure over my wall. And then I got to kind of change the domains over here. So let's go, it's going to go all the way up to 51.6. So change this 51.6 and then change the color to blue. So there's my kind of structure of my house so far, and then I need to change these. So all you can do to find those lines is just click on some of the lines and you can figure out which lines you're trying, which equations you're trying to change. So right here, I need to end this. Hold on a sec. I want to end this from 28 to 52. 52. So this stuff was kind of already in there from earlier. And this one goes from 46 to 70. Oops. 70. So perfect little structure. Got a roof and stuff, and you can put a line right here for the top of the roof, whatever you want to do. Now that's the basics of that. And then let's say if you wanted to start a garage over here on the, I don't really need these points anymore. But if you wanted to start a garage, let's say, let's put one at x equals like, let's zoom in a little bit. So kind of weird looking house, but you get the picture. And you could put a chimney up here too, if you would want. Actually, I'll show you the chimney before I'll show you the garage, because the garage is easy. So let's put a chimney. So I'm gonna put a chimney at the top of my house. It's gonna extend from like maybe let's put it in the front. So I'm gonna plot a point right here at, this looks like what, 20, 30, is that 35? So 35, 50. So that's gonna be where my chimney starts, 35, 50. And then I'm gonna make it go over from right here. So that's gonna be 40, 50. So label and 40, 50. Label that as well. Okay, so this is gonna be kind of the base of my chimney. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some vertical lines in. X equals 35 and x equals 40. My chimney's gonna be red. And then what I want to do is, so those points help me, and then I want to restrict its range, so the height, and I want it to maybe extend to like right here. So what that's like 60, I think that's 65. So from a height of 50, because this would be the bottom, so 50 to 65. 50 less than or equal to y, because it's a domain restriction, and then 65. And I'm going to copy that same thing for the other side of my chimney. And you can do some crazy stuff in here. If you want, what you can do is, if you zoom in, and I'm going to go to my roof real quick. So I'm going to try to find this top line. I think it's the second one. Nope, that one. If I want to, I can plot a point right here, and I can actually change my restrictions even more, so that you don't see this line going through the chimney. So you just have to change them more. So you'd have to do 28, and this is what, 30, or this is 35. Oh, that's that point right there. Let me take these points out, because that's kind of messing me up. Okay, so this is 28 to 35, and that was this line, I believe. Or turn it off. Okay, and then what you can do is you can actually copy this same line, insert it. I'm going to bring it up here. It was this one right here. And then you can actually do, I believe this is, let's go to my graph, 40, oops, 42, and this was 52 or 51.6, I believe. 51.6, nope, not 51, I think it was 52. Somewhere here, 40, it was 52. Okay, 52. Let's change that to, actually I probably should change my roof to fit black to make my chimney look cooler, but I'll just leave it as red. So you can see now the chimney's in front of the top of the roof, and you can get creative with it. If you want, you can create a bunch of lines for bricks and stuff. I think that's enough for now. Just read the requirements on what you need in the actual house and the garage. The garage would be super easy. Just kind of make a couple vertical lines, a couple horizontal lines, make it look like a garage with a garage door. Or if you want to do a pet house, what's really cool is if you want to do a pet house, imagine if this is my pet house. You can go to this plus symbol right here, add an image, and let's say if you had an image of your dog on your computer, which I do, you can insert this this image, and like let's say if you had a doghouse, you can actually, so if I click on that, where is that at? It says center right here. You can place this at a certain point. So let's say if you wanted this like in the center right here, so I don't know, 22, let's say, or actually my center was 28, right? 28, and I wanted it at a height of 20. Or what you can do is you can just move it around, and then you can make it bigger. So if you want to do that, get kind of creative, that'd be cool too. But you need a house and then a garage or a pet or a dog house or something like that. If you want a cat house or whatever. And if you want to get creative, you can put like a garden out here, make some cool plants and stuff like that. But that's it for now. I'm not going to finish this entire thing because I want you to do it on your own. Now, don't use my exact structure with these exact lines or else I'll know. And also don't use any lines, exact equations, whatever, from any other videos that you see, because I already have watched all of them on house drawings, and I can remember a lot of the equations and kind of how they look. So you kind of got to do this for yourself. If you want to know how to do the grass, I can show you that, but I was going to show you that next week. I would just put it in here, just kind of give you an idea that you can actually shade in Desmos. That'll be it from me this week.